I said get out of the car!
Incoming right there.
All right, we're gonna have a little bit of fun today. This is the Pulse Fire UBF underbarrel flamethrower. It's made by Exothermic Technologies. Guys, this puppy is fun. It's fun. All right, now, we've been mounting stuff on our rifles since the dawn of time. You talk about guys mounting bayonets on them and M203s, you know. You can go to the original Predator movie, and they had the guy with the pump shotgun mounted underneath his M16. Now, there's still some units that run underbarrel pump shotguns for like breaching doors. The problem with that though is it's slow. You start adding an M203, you start adding a flamethrower underneath your gun, and you understand you're slowing it down, all right? As far as, you know, using this as an assaulter, maybe a pump shotgun underneath, but guys, I really can't see myself breaching a door like this. You come up to the door and they say, breacher up. What am I gonna do? Am I gonna like walk up and like hose this thing down? Guys, I don't see that as a viable way for me to get inside this building. You understand that that's, yes, and it's fun. Again, it's fun, but for breaching doors, maybe not so much. But there are other options for it. But from an assaulter standpoint, understand that you're adding too much weight to the gun. So maybe not for the assaulters, but if you start looking at your recce teams or other specialty teams that have to run around, you start looking unconventional warfare, you start looking sabotage, things like that, maybe perhaps having a underbarrel flamethrower mounted on your gun, it might be an option. Now, me personally, I'm not going to mount it on my AR. Right? But here's the cool part. You don't have to. Remember the old M203s, right? The 40 millimeter grenade launcher, guys would run them mounted on their guns. Again, same type thing. They added too much weight for the assaulter's gun. So my old unit, what we did was we didn't really run the M203s. What we did was we got the old, out of the arms room, we got the old M79 thumpers. We kept it separate. You can do the same thing on this thing. It's got a nice throw lever here. You pull that throw lever, and now I can take that puppy completely off of that AR, and I've got a nice little handheld thing. Oh, but all you got to do is that rail, it comes with a nice handle slash stock. You slide it up into it, lock it down, and I mean, if you want to put it up to your shoulder, I mean, I guess you could, or you can slide it further in, and now I've got a very small handheld thing, right? Handheld little flamethrower, right? Cool. I want you to see how small that is, guys. All right, it's filled with gas. I'm literally holding it out here, small. It's, but the other cool part about it is, so what could we use this for? Obviously, I like to light campfires, and as Randy Worst put it, there's no cheating in survival fire building. So yeah, you can light a campfire with a flamethrower. You can use this puppy to melt the snow and the ice off the steps in your driveway. Okay, that's a technique. You got weeds in the garden that you don't feel like pulling. You can hit them with a flamethrower. Let's say you got that wasp hornet's nest up in the tree. All right, you can hit it with a flamethrower. There are agricultural uses for this thing, not to mention 4th of July, hello, flamethrower. Forestry units, forestry guys doing the controlled burns, they use flamethrowers very, very similar to this one. And they make a no joke backpack attachment to this thing. You just undo the little fitting right here, and you got a 3.3 gallon backpack, and this puppy will run for minutes. That's a lot of use. So lots of fun stuff because it's fun. I mean, it literally is fun, guys. It's got 30-foot range. I want the sun to come out. Come out, Mr. Sun. Come out, burn off those clouds. Now, here's the cool part about it is it's got the 2 electrodes up front here. You notice you don't hear a hissing, you don't have that continuous flame going, like if you've seen a lot of the old World War II movies, Saving Private Ryan, stuff like that. A lot of your other flamethrowers that are for sale, they run off of compressed butane. So you've got to have this thing with a can of butane open. I got to get it lit here. See, I can't even get the thing to light. I got enough gas coming out. See, that's not very reliable, is it? I gotta let just a little out. All right, it's lit. You see how long it took me to get it lit? Now what they do is they would leave these things constantly running. And you see how that's not very safe to be wandering around inside of a building. Would you want that mounted underneath your gun? By the way, you're number 3 guy in the stack and the guy in front of you's got a bunch of explosives on him. I'm not sure I want a lit flamethrower. Guys, this thing, nothing. No noise, no nothing. Turn it on, hit the button. Turn it back off. There's nothing, there's nothing, there's nothing. It's awesome. So having the electrodes as opposed to that pressurized butane, that's to me one of the biggest selling points that I like about all the Exothermic Technologies products. Totally badass, it is. It's fire on demand. Maintenance for it, literally, keep your electrodes clean. They're not hot. They're not hot. Keep them clean and you're good to go. I mentioned that it's got a hookup to put the backpack on it. Exothermic Technologies, if you're watching, I really want you to send me the backpack. Otherwise, I got to ask the family to get it for me for Christmas. Nick, hint, hint, right? But what about some of the other uses of this thing, right? Besides just having fun. Carl, what would your demented mind use it for? To me, I look at this and I see less lethal force. What? No, seriously, it's a heart attack. When you start talking less lethal force, everybody thinks shotguns. The problem with using shotguns for less lethal force, for example, these are called rubber rockets. These are a less lethal force round for shotguns. They really are. The problem though is less lethal rockets are made for like shooting across the prison, the prison playground. You know, okay, they're designed to hurt, less lethal force. But notice I didn't say non-lethal, because if you get too close with these rounds, guys, you get too close for them, these puppies will go right through a door. Those are 2 rubber rockets, right? Hollow core door, yes, but they blew cleanly through both sides. Clearly through both sides. So less lethal, but not non-lethal. That's shotgun, right? But you go to a lot of these riots and you got the riot police guys there. They've got their shotguns and everything. To me though, fire is the best less lethal force. It is, all right? You can literally take this puppy and you don't want them breaking into your store. Don't come smash my glass. Stand out in the parking lot. Put that proverbial line in the sand. Do not cross this line. And you know what? They're going to see that. They're registering it. And anyways, you're going to make the point to them. You haven't hurt nothing. You haven't hurt anybody. But you drew the line in the sand. And you've politely invited them not to cross that line. And you know what? It's going to stick with them. It really is. It's something primal. Pain, a lot of people can put up with pain. Nobody likes fire. There's nobody out there that goes, yeah, man, on weekends I like being put on fire. No, they just don't do that. They just don't do it. So from a less lethal standpoint, it's badass. It's badass. Now, you know, unconventional warfare, okay, there are other uses in it. For me, I like to think of it as this just being another tool in your toolbox. So if you're that operator out there, do you have to bring it on every mission? Of course not. We had whole ISU 90 military containers filled with all of our extra guns and equipment, we wouldn't bring it. We'd take what was needed for that mission. So think of it as that one more tool to have in your toolbox, right? For my military guys, maybe law enforcement, maybe not, but military, definitely a great tool for the special ops guys to keep in that toolbox to use. But for the rest of us, this puppy is fun. All right, so again, it's the Pulse Fire UBF underbarrel flamethrower. You can mount it on your AR, you can. Me, I just love that it's handheld. This puppy don't weigh nothing. I don't have to leave the flame going. Again, exothermic technologies. You guys got a home run with this thing. I love it. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter so you don't miss out on anything.